Hello, and welcome to my thesis presentation. My name is Alyssa Sellers, and I'm going to be talking today about the importance of connection. My paintings are a curation of the psychological connection we have with the physical world that surrounds us. They emphasize the importance of shared experience in a world that is increasingly more isolated. It is in our connection with others that we find our importance in the world. Shared memories, dreams, and fears are the key to grounding us in this existence. These genuine moments are the essence of being. I memorialize days that are forgotten and the nights we can't always remember. My watercolors allow me to relive these moments and share them with my viewers in the most authentic way possible. By creating a painted space that brings together strangers and friends, I can share my personal story as well as those of the subjects of my paintings. They form a communal aspect and individual association that inform and enliven us to the present, deepening the experience of our everyday lives. Through painting, I embody those depicted and subsequently create a self-portrait of my life. I become the creator and the subject, evoking emotion from the act of painting. By painting past moments, I relive memories. The painting therefore brings the artist, the subject, and the viewer out of their isolated experience and unites them together in a dynamic interaction of empathy, respect, and joint responsibility, a sacred space where personal transformation can take place, an embodied and participatory catharsis. My life has always been well documented, but never shared. It used to be routine to write about my existence in little diaries, which I would hide underneath my dresser. I documented my teenage years, friends I interacted with, what conversations we had, and how I was feeling at the time. They were just streams of consciousness, completely raw and unfiltered, a complete document of what was going on in my adolescent head. They revealed secrets, intimate moments, and the angst only a bored teenage girl that lived in the suburbs of Indiana could have. They are physical copies of memories and will exist longer than the ones in my head. While writing is no longer my preferred medium, the impulse to document my life is still prevalent. My phone storage is full of blurry photos containing passing moments. I select key pictures and recreate them into watercolor paintings. My purpose is to preserve my reaction in a way that is the most authentic form possible. Oscar Wilde writes, "That is what the highest criticism really is, the record of one's own soul. It is more fascinating than history, as it is concerned with simply itself. Its subject is concrete and not abstract, real and not vague. The photos I take are embedded with all of my experiences, but the content is reduced to information and facts. With watercolor, I can translate the spirit of the photograph into painting." Wilde continues, "It deals not with events, but with the thoughts of one's life, not with life's physical accidents of deed or circumstance, but with the spiritual mood and imaginative passion of the mind. It is my job to capture the essence of a moment and illuminate what is happening internally. I achieve this through selective cropping and exaggerated color. With watercolor, I achieve a certain luminosity through layers and translucent pigments. The lightness and airy quality evoke a specific atmosphere of Indiana summer nights during those off hours, unmoored from any responsibilities. The painted spaces are dreamy, and the delicate figures are unaware that they are being perceived. Through these paintings, I can share my personal life, telling my story, using candid imagery and specific details. They show the people I love, how we spend our days, and the city we occupy. Living in the Midwest, there is collective boredom, a desire for something more. However, there is freedom in boredom. It allows us to explore our surroundings in an ungoverned way. There are millions of incredible moments in a day that will be missed if neglected. In my painting, Street Spotters, we see three figures leaning against a fenced wall, taking a short break from skating the concrete blocks and metal handrails that scatter the city. We take advantage of these moments, exploring the city and reclaiming it as our own. Weaving through traffic on bikes, attending rooftop parties, and spray painting trains brings a rush of adrenaline. It is in these shared experiences that we feel the most human. They connect us by bringing us out of isolation and reminding us of our presence in the world. In The Pitcher Boys, two recurring characters are paused in a moment. They are at a local bar sharing a drink. The flimsy plastic cup is just about to overflow with the foam of cheap beer. It warms their faces with a golden glow, capturing the gluttonous rituals of the night. As their pitcher empties, the worries of the day are forgotten. This is the ultimate indulgence, and with anything pleasurable, we become thirsty for more. My watercolors depict an intimate social connection. However, these connections aren't always unflawed. There is a constant personal struggle with identity, a search for balance and contentment, just like our individual lives. Behind each one of my paintings is a combat with self-doubt, anxiety, depression, and stress. This is shown in my painting Piss Drunk. A lone figure is propped up against an old van. In the center of the composition, one hand is holding a lit cigarette and a beer. The top-heavy composition and contrasting colors make the figure feel unsteady. It is a gritty and realistic glimpse into the isolation of the modern world. This is a story that feels familiar to the viewer, one of personal struggle and mortality. These recollections are layers of information that make up our consciousness and our ability to cope. To express the isolation and loneliness of the individual in the modern world is a timeless subject. The American realist painter Edward Hopper focused on the subtle interactions of human beings within their environment. His figures tell a story that is familiar to the viewer. They are often in search of work, sex, or company, adrift in transient places. He gives the viewer the ability to witness another person's private existence. Hopper says, "I select certain subjects because I believe them to be the best mediums for a synthesis of my inner experience." Hopper was committed to an art that referenced the familiar world because he saw it as the only viable means of addressing the human experience. Like Edward Hopper's work, my paintings force the viewer to relive my reaction to my subjects. The importance of my work lies in the fact that I share my personal experience not only in an autobiographical manner, but also as a collective experience of young adults today. I am compelled to paint to memorialize the ordinary world that surrounds me and give others a sincere glimpse into my existence.